right tricep to my right elbow. So I'm going to lean my head forwards into my partner, and I'm going to pull my elbow back underneath my two shoulders. So now I have a strong wedge behind my partner's back. I can still keep that upper back exposure. When she goes to move away from me now, it's not easy. Now, as I back heel strongly with my left leg, I place my toes in the ground. From this position, I slide my right knee up to my partner's shoulder line. Like so. So that now, as she goes to bring her shoulders to the floor, I just sit and I start to pull my partner up on top of me. Don't make the mistake of trying to fall straight back to your right hip in this direction. If I fall back in this direction, you're going to be in the same spot you just were. It's very important that when I sit, I come up to my knee first, and now I sit across from my right hip to two butt cheeks to my left hip. So that now my bottom hook is inserted. Now I have a weightless leg, which makes it easy for me to insert my second hook. Okay? If you just fall into your right hip, your bottom hook is still missing, and all the weight is still on your right leg. If I try to recapture my partner's back from here, my right leg isn't weightless. My partner's on top of it. So you just pull yourself back to the same position you were just in. You're basically just sitting back down to your hip. That's why it's imperative to fall across from one hip to the other. And now we can go in and look to insert our two hooks. Okay? A little bit different of an angle this time. We fall to the overhook side. Our partner beats us with the bottom hook. This time I feel like, for whatever reason, I can't get a purchase over my partner's forehead. So we put tension running through our partner's legs with the back heel of our left leg. We keep a strong elbow to elbow connection to prevent my partner's left elbow from slipping inside underneath my elbow. So my head comes forward, I have good head position. Again, if my elbows are loose, my head's out here, your partner's going to escape every time. So we come in, we capture our partner's upper body. When she goes to move out and away, the whole thing is to make sure her hips can't move far away from me so that her elbow can make distance come down to the floor. And I have to look to come from my tricep and shoulder up to just my elbow. So I pull my elbow back, and now we're up. Now, we bridge forward, we slide our right knee up, like so. It's very important, our leg is flush to our partner's back. You don't want to sit back over your own knee in this direction, have your leg flared out, and injure your knee. So my knee is up by my partner's shoulder line, the line that draws my partner's two shoulders together. And my leg is flush to my partner's back. So now when I sit, I just give a affirmative pull on my partner's upper body with this right hand. We just use that momentum to sit from right hip to two butt cheeks to left hip. So that now we have a weightless leg, and our top hook is the one being inserted. We can easily put our two hooks back in and recover our partner's back. One more time. We fall to the overhook side. That partner clears the bottom hook. We can't get through our partner's far hip for whatever reason, so we come in with a short hook. Okay? This is less than best, but this is what we have to deal with now. So now, as our partner goes to move out away from us, we're back on our partner's back, and we're ready to go in for all of our attacks. Okay, so the last one was a long hook recovery. We're using a long hook to capture our partner's far hip. This was a short hook recovery where we can't reach the far hip, and we go in with a near leg instead. Okay, so we looked at a long hook recovery, a short hook recovery. Now let's look at a recovery where our partner completely escapes their hips, and what do we do from here? Okay, so now we're starting to get into relatively deep waters, the lower body, where our partner feels she's getting closer to an escape, and her hooks come completely free. So we fall over to the side. Our partner takes both of her hooks takes both my hooks out and steps completely over, up, and away. So now you feel like you try to get a purchase on your partner's leg here. Your partner is extending the leg, straightening the leg. You feel like you can't do it. She's using exactly your right foot, the palm of your hooks out. And you feel like if you don't do something, you're going to lose this position. Okay? Now, there are certain times where we go for back tap, where we just attack our partner's back once again, or we come up to our knee and we fall across to the hip. There are certain times we go for seated head and arms, and there are certain times we'll sit our partner all the way up to her butt. Right now, because we're relatively parallel with my feet down here and my head up here, her feet and her head are next to mine. It's probably a good decision from here to sit up and go either into a secondary back tack or a seated head and arm. If your partner starts to walk out and away from you, and you find yourself in more of a position where you're perpendicular from here, or even worse, starting to get parallel, where now her feet are down there and my feet are all the way up here, now we can look to start sitting our partner up. Okay? But just know the further your partner's hips get away from you is going to determine whether or not you go into a similar recapturing of the back, which we did before. We slide our knee up and go into either seated head and arms or just go into attack our partner's back from here. Or whether if our partner walks far away, completely sit our partner up into a seated position and then go into attacks from here instead. Okay? So the positioning of your partner's hips relative to your hips will determine which one you're going to go for. If your partner's feet are next to yours and your partner's head is next to yours, and the hips are relatively close, now we're going to look to go into one of the first two. The further your partner's hips get away, this will be a situation where now I'm going to start to bail out of those two and start to sit our partner up. Okay, so let's look at the mechanics of all three of these here. Our partner escapes two hips and we're in a position like so. Now, there are various upper body grips that we can use for this. We can stay with the back and an arm. We can use a 2-on-1 wrist where we control our partner's wrist with one hand and then our own wrist with another. We'll get into upper body grips a little bit more later, but just know that there are various grips that you can use from here. Okay? From this position, we come in. Our partner frees both of the hooks. A lot of times, what happens is your partner frees both hooks, but your partner gets caught on top of your leg, briefly like so. If you ever feel this, you can just use a butterfly hook, push your partner off. Okay? Whenever I see this, what I don't want is for my partner's hips and head to get higher than mine. For example, if she manages to roll to a turtle position, her hips come higher than mine, now her head slips out, her head comes higher than mine, now you're caught on the bottom, and not only you lose the position, now you're in a bottom pit. So the second my partner escapes the hips, I always want to make sure my hips and head get higher than hers. So because I'm not looking to entangle my partner's legs with my leg, I have a free leg now to help me pendulum up to a position where my head is higher than hers, and I build to an elbow. So as she goes to move out and away from me, we pendulum up, now we scissor our legs. This is what's going to allow us to move to our knees. So we pendulum initially, this builds us up to an elbow. We have to build to an elbow first and then a knee. So we move up to an elbow by using a pendulum. Then we scissor the legs and we build up to a knee. The whole time, my goal is to keep a chest to back connection. This means that I have to be driving towards my partner's right shoulder. If I don't drive towards my partner's right shoulder with my chest, her elbow is always going to slip free, and now she's out. I have to make sure that she can't get her back flush to the ground. I keep tight elbows, my hands come up towards my chest, and the whole time I pendulum, and my head is driving in this direction. If I don't drive in this direction and she scoots away, this is always going to happen. I make sure that as I'm going to come to my knees, I build, but I keep pressure on my partner. So I'm pushing towards her right shoulder, far shoulder. When she goes to bring her elbows to the floor now, because my head position over the far shoulder makes it easy for us to slide our knee out. Once we build to a knee, now we're in a similar position we were in before, but we don't have a hook in this case. So in this position, we're going to lean forward to create a weightless left leg, and we're just going to take a step over our partner's body. Worst case scenario, your partner traps your leg in a half guard with their leg. Doesn't matter, because your partner's elbow is already across the center line. There's no way she can effectively put you back in a half guard from here. When she goes to play a half guard, it's impossible. The only way she can put you back in a half guard is if she brings the elbow back across the center line, and now obviously you're in a half guard. If she traps your leg, it's no big deal. But it is better to step across your partner's far hip, so you have a long hook controlling your partner's far hip when you fall across. And if you want to lock a body triangle, your leg isn't trapped in the middle of your partner's two legs. Once again, we have our right leg, our rear leg, attached flush to our partner's back, like so. And now as we go to fall, we don't fall to our back with our hip on the floor. Where now my bottom hook is trapped, and now we're trying to recover from a long hook situation. I want to fall to a side, which gives me my left leg, a bottom hook, so that my right leg is weightless, and I can easily insert my right leg as a top hook. So we put the knee in the floor, we fall across from right butt cheek to two butt cheeks, all the way over to my left hip. And now we've done two things. We've both recaptured the back, and if you noticed, we switched from the overhook side to the underhook side. This will be important later. Okay, so our partner clears two hooks, like so. The whole time, we need good elbow and head position. If I lose the upper body now, then that's just gone. So the whole time, I'm constantly building to an elbow, then to a knee, and I'm driving over my partner's right shoulder. So the second the two hooks come out, whether she's moved out of the way, I use a butterfly hook to take her up and over. We'll use a pendulum with our left leg to build to an elbow. Now I constantly push towards my partner's far shoulder. So when she goes to return her left shoulder elbow to the mat, it's difficult. Now we scissor our legs. The scissoring of our legs allows us to build to a knee. Now our hips and head are higher than our partners. Now we slide our right leg up to the knee, connect to the shoulder line. We lean forward, we take a big assertive step over our partner's hips. If I'm leaning back towards my hips, it's going to be hard to get your leg up and over. So I create a weightless leg by just leaning forward and throwing my leg up and over. Again, if your partner traps your leg, it's the worst case scenario, but we don't want it trapped if